All right. Welcome in, Nagy Nation. It is Phil Nagy. It is Kit Nagy. It is Nagy on Sports, and it is the NFC Championship for the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. The host, number 1 seed, Philadelphia Eagles, riding high, of course, with the young Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Nick Sirianni at quarterback, and all of those weapons, plus, of course, maybe the most stout defense in the league. On the opposite side, of course, Kyle Shanahan, the young Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant no more, and the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to duke it out here for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Kit, how are we doing tonight?
Yeah, doing well. It certainly feels relevant making it all the way to the NFC Championship game, and he has done a lot to help facilitate his team being in this position, as has that man right there, who has made is one of the few offensive geniuses in the league at the moment, which we've certainly seen evidence of. But this one's all about the defenses. Both of these defenses come in here, arguably number 1 and number 2. You could debate which one's first between the two, but they're certainly the top-notch defenses out there in the NFL, and it's going to be a big clash with those nasty defenses out there on the field.
It certainly is. All right, toe to leather here as Jake Elliott boots it away. Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day. Somebody said like 40 degrees and sunny there in Philly.
Nice.
I think it's supposed to be clear in Kansas City, but bitterly cold, like 10 degrees at kickoff. So it could be pretty interesting to see what that does. All right, Brock Purdy again. There is what he has done just even in our simulated season when he played the last, 6 or 7 games. And he has done a nice job, and again has basically rendered Trey Lance unnecessary. So it'll be interesting to see what that shakes out to be this offseason.
Well, I'll tell you, they'll never recoup all that they traded to get to him.
No, never. Never they will. But even a little bit back. Here's Purdy on the keeper, left side to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. And Purdy showing some wheels for 18 on the option keeper on play number 1.
Yeah, certainly caught the defense napping there. Didn't expect Purdy to keep that on the little boot option. And he takes off because no contain on the backside.
He sure did. Here's another option keeper. He'll go right up the middle this time. So 2 plays and 24 yards of Brock Purdy rushing. Hey, Mitchell, how are you tonight, my friend?
Just what everyone expected, right?
Yeah, gosh, if you played that prop bet, you won something. Here comes McCaffrey now up the middle, and he'll be ripped down by Cox and company right there. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a big part of this game plan for these 49ers is to make sure Run CMC is getting some work.
Yep. Oh, just a straight drop. That's Juwan Jennings right in the middle of the field. He was wide open, and he drops it, and that's going to be a punt for the 49ers. Wow. Yeah,
that was a bad drop, really. I don't know if he heard footsteps or what, but there was no one there, and just kind of a concentration drop, I suppose, and the worst kind, because he had all kinds of yardage that he needed and plenty of space around him to even get more.
Yeah, that was brutal.
It's like
the
old stone hands drop.
Something like that, yeah. That was not good. This first play is going to go for 1 yard here. 2nd and 9. Hurts now. Back to pass pressure coming from the backside. He feels it maybe, or just got lucky. He'll dump it off to Sanders, breaking tackles for 2 and right to the line, and they'll give him the first down.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders fighting hard.
Credit Sanders with an incredible effort here to shake that first tackle, and also credit Hurts with feeling the pressure, just being able to evade and get the ball out on target before he got hit.
Sure was. Hurts now back to pass out of a shotgun. He'll step up in the pocket, fire on the right side, waiting on the sideline, and they'll say he got both toes and even more importantly, heels in on that one, because we'll see a nice close-up. That's the tight end, Dallas Goedert, and looks like he maybe did have both heels in for 13.
I think he did, but keep an eye on that pass rush for the 49ers. They've gotten an awful lot of pressure early in this one already. I expect them to get home a few times with the amount of pressure they've already supplied.
This time they fake the jet sweep to A.J. Brown and give it to Miles Sanders. He'll get 2 before going down. Hurts now Left side on the sideline and right at the line, and they'll say he got it, and both feet in bounds again as he just floats this one all the way across from the far hash, and I don't know.
I don't know about that. I was wondering if real time. No, he's out. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not a catch. They need to challenge that.
And they're not going to. A.J. Brown for 12. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, he caught that with his toes off the ground.
Yeah,
so
they showed us his feet, not his hands, but he was dragging one as he'll fire back across his body all the way to the other side. Devontae Smith is open. And very quickly now, 5 for 5 to start the drive for Hurts.
Yeah, they showed us.
The Eagles are moving.
They showed us it in 2 clips, though. The first one, you could see he caught it like as his body was virtually out of bounds, or was all the way out of bounds with just his toes behind him.
Gotcha.
But then when you saw the second one, you could see that his toes had already come off, and he was actually airborne at that point when the catch was made. So no, that should have been an incompletion.
Refs did him dirty, firing in incomplete for the first time. Now a 3rd and 8. Let's see if the Niners are able to hold here. Hurts in a shotgun, back to pass. Takes it with one hand, now he'll roll to the right. Pressure coming from Amenahu, and he'll go down. And he'll sack him down at the 34, and the 49ers defense responds after a good chunk of yardage against them. It looks like they're going to force a long field goal here for Elliott and the Eagles.
Yeah, no, as good as that O-line is for the Eagles, you knew that pressure was going to get home. I mentioned it earlier. They really had a lot of success and really capitalized that time to force a field goal. So a bit of a bend but don't break here for the 49ers in the early going.
Absolutely. 3-0 there as Jake Elliott's able to pop it through. Appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy. Nagy on Sports. Eagles strike first, 3-0. Again, 49ers had a decent drive and then stalled out right around midfield. Eagles go all the way back down and then stall out right before they get into the red zone. So Purdy had a beautiful throw on that 3rd and 1. It just hit the receiver literally right in the hands and he dropped it. He's in a shotgun now. Purdy back to pass. He'll throw left side. He's going to get it to George Kittle, but nope, they're going to say he's out of bounds, interestingly enough.
Very curious. Wonder if they simulate biased refs.
Maybe. Here's McCaffrey, big hole to the 30. Sweet little juke move to the 35. He left that defender in his jockstrap on the ground about 6 yards previous. And a first down for Run CMC.
Yeah, he sure did. What a hole they had opened up for him there, as you see the beautiful little jump cut just completely fakes a guy out. But very impressive run early for him.
Indeed, it was. Turn around now. McCaffrey again, 40 to 45, nearing the 50-yard line. He'll take another nice 13-yard chunk with him before going to the ground.
Like we got
Purdy climbs under center.
Welcome.
Hey, yeah, welcome in, Norris. They'll go to CMC, and this time he runs into Javon Hargrave, who is connected to Jim Schwartz. So there are a couple of rumors that maybe Hargrave would be one of those D-tackle free agents. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Boot to the right side. Purdy, he's on the run. He'll throw on the run, but it's going to go out of bounds. Sets up a 3rd and 8. Purdy now 0 for 3. And again, one of those definitely not his fault.
Very much not. Very much not.
4 wide receivers split, though. One of them is George Kittle. Over the middle, he's got McCaffrey, and he's got just enough for the first down. Nice run for McCaffrey there to get a run a 9-yard route on 3rd and 8. Wendell prognosticating Lamar Jackson to the Falcons. Why would he go to the Falcons?
I don't think he has. I mean, he can't. It's a rookie contract. He doesn't have a no trade.
That's true. He would have to be traded. That's true.
So if they traded for him, then yes.
What would the Falcons have to offer? You think they just give him a bunch of draft picks?
They do have draft picks, certainly. But
and Desmond Ridder. Here, you can have Desmond Ridder. See if you can make him a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know what the player compensation of that may include.
3rd and 10 now after the 1-yard completion. Kaiser White, the speedy linebacker, on the tackle. Eagles with a little bit of a blitz. Purdy will feel it and throw it away. Live to play another down. They're going to go for the long field goal here. Robbie Gould from 57.5 here to try to tie it up. His kick is up. His kick is good. Nice kick there from Robbie Gould. Drills it from 58 here at the link. I don't know if that's what they call it or not, but Lincoln Financial Field nonetheless. Here's Quez Watkins now from a yard deep. He'll do a little juke move, and then a Menu. How about the defensive tackle playing some special teams?
Yeah, being the first one down there to make the tackle. Very impressive.
Kid's got some athleticism. Gardner Minshew goes over the last couple of things with Hurts now. 3-3. Both teams have put one through the uprights here. 4:40 to go, first quarter. Hurts now standing in that pocket like a poised veteran. Now fire to the sideline, and this time Brown is way out of bounds, and they will not give him credit for that catch. Shotgun again for Hurts. Back to pass. 4-man rush. Little throw to the right side. That's going to be his second tight end, Grant Calcaterra, and he's going to get maybe a yard, maybe 2. Sets up 3rd and 8.
Well, it certainly could happen, Wendell, and if it did, I would be happy to see him leaving the AFC and have the AFC one great quarterback less.
It's already murderer's row.
Yeah.
He would probably like going to the NFC.
Yeah, it's great for him because that means that he's got
especially the NFC South. They could walk their way into that divisional.
That's right. I mean,
every year
you win 8 games in that division right now. You're pretty much winning that.
That is very true. All right, 1st and 10 and on a home turf field. He's probably even faster.
Yep.
Than he would be outside in a snowy Baltimore afternoon. 2nd and 2 after that short completion now. Let's see if they can cross midfield on this drive. Back to pass. Had Debo and McCaffrey lined up. This time he'll throw to Kittle, though, and he's got a first down. Just superstars and X Factors all over the field.
Oh, yeah.
And Kittle's got a nice first down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, it was credit the work at the end of that. Nice route to just pop open, coming across the zone underneath. But or the zone behind him, but then the work to fight his way through a pair of tacklers to get some extra yardage, nice from Kittle.
Hey, Earl, welcome in, and hey, Michael, welcome in. Yeah, I saw some rumblings about that today. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, maybe, which would, certainly continue to spice things up.
Yeah, that would be an interesting move.
Let that division beat themselves up for a while if Tua can stay healthy, or if he comes back, and Allen and Rodgers. That'd be pretty wild.
Right, or if Tom Brady ends up there in Miami.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could argue the Jets, who are moderately competent quarterback play, away from the playoffs this year with all their young talent as well. Here's McCaffrey up the middle, and he'll fall to the 21. He would have to restructure, though. I don't think anybody can afford to take the cap hit that he brings with him.
Yeah.
I think he would have to restructure in some capacity.
Yep.
3rd and 8 now. McCaffrey in the pocket, now moving, now firing right side. Caught by his man. That's Kittle coming back to the football, but he is going to be about 5 yards short. Nice tackle by Slay to push him out, and so that'll set up another Robbie Gould field goal attempt. And an opportunity for the 49ers to take a lead here in the waning seconds of the first quarter.
Well, so far we've seen a fair amount of there have been moments for both offenses getting some chunk yardage going either way, but again, defenses stiffening up in that kind of settling into their own and making it much more difficult on these offenses in that compressed field down near the red zone.
Jordan Poyer down to the Fins as well. Interesting. Well, they can do that until they got to pay their quarterback. And if they're going to roll with Tua, they got, one more year before they have to pay him or move on?
Yeah, I think it's one more.
Hurts setting up screen, and he can't get rid of it. Armstead will eat him all the way up at the 7-yard line. We've seen that screen take a long time to develop. Let's see if Miles Sanders gets stuck. He kind of does. Kind of got stuck on the blitzing lineman in 3 seconds to get there. That's pretty darn quick for Eric Armstead.
Yeah, Wendell, I think that's a little bit more difficult than you might suppose because that's a trans AFC, NFC move to put those teams together, which
I think
not as simple as it might
I think the one that I've seen that makes a little bit more sense is
Colts in the north.
Just Just reshuffling, yeah, the AFC. So the Colts go to the north, the Ravens go to the east, and then the Dolphins go to the south.
Yep.
Like, just a little 3-team trade that makes much more geographic sense.
Right, and then it doesn't come into play with the AFC, NFC
Correct.
swap up, which gets a lot more complicated.
3rd and 20 from his own end zone and just dropped by Goddard. So a couple of drops and some wide open situations. And this is going to lead to a veteran Brent Kern punt from his own end zone. No pressure. But credit that one for the 49ers defense. So you were right, kid. Both defenses have started off strong. And even though kind of giving up some fluff yardage between the 20s, have definitely locked it down so far here.
Yep.
Prophetic on your part. I swear we're watching this for the first time with you guys. We have no idea what's going to happen.
It's true.
Part of the beauty of it. All right, shotgun now for Purdy as they go to the other way. He'll keep it again on the option keeper this time. T.J. Edwards' ball comes out. That's the danger of running. It's going to be picked up. That's going to be Quinn, I think, to the 20, to the 15, and he's down at the 12-yard line. Robert Quinn off of the scoop, and a terrible play there by Purdy. You go to that well one too many times, and Darius Slay rocked him and he dropped the ball.
Yep, on that second hit, just happened to hit him right on the ball where that just jarred it loose. Nice effort there to knock the ball out, and then getting on the ball quickly to scoop and nearly score, but certainly putting it in a good position to come away with a score. And this is where you're really stressing this excellent 49ers defense.
Yep. Sanders breaks the first tackle, and then the cavalry comes to help out. They'll give him one. And that's it.
Yes, they really are, Norris. They're great. But then again, the Eagles are really good too. So this is going to be
it's two really good teams.
Yeah,
should be a good game. Both the games this weekend should be hopefully really good.
Yep. Looking forward to this. Is actually in recent memory, this is one of the better playoffs in terms of the teams that are in late. Just really all feel like complete teams. And just kind of the best of the best for both the AFC and NFC, which I like. I like what we've got going on here.
Mm-hmm. Second and 15, he'll almost picked off.
Certainly the best two offenses in the NFL coming from the AFC, and the two best defenses in the NFL coming from the NFC in this one.
3rd and 15, Hurts back of the end zone, big jump, and he can't quite hold it in. That was A.J. Brown. He went up high and just couldn't quite complete the catch. So off of the Brock Purdy fumble, all the Eagles are able to muster is retying the game at 6 here. So puncher's battle here with little body blows back and forth now. 4 field goals. All of the scoring that's taken place. 13:39 to go here in the first half. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, 4. Nagy on Sports joining you here today with full game, full original commentary Sims. All right, Purdy back out there. He maybe needs to run the ball a little bit less. Unless he's going to pick up Truz in the offseason. He needs to do that a little less. Give it to this guy instead. McCaffrey to the right side, 35, 40. What a little juke move. He's so slippery up to the 41. Christian McCaffrey. Coming home, too. Of course, played his college ball at Stanford right down the road from the 49ers facility.
That's right.
Hi, Karen. Good evening, go Browns, Cavs, and Guardians. Swing pass to the right side, and McCaffrey can't break that tackle. Slay's able to hold him up in time for Brandon Graham and company to get there. 2nd and 8, they throw quick to the left side. He's got his man. That's the first touch of the day for Deebo Samuel. 3rd and 1. Do the Browns have that hybrid kind of a player that you could run, kind of a Samuel, like sometimes out of the backfield, sometimes as a receiver? Like maybe we hoped Felton could have been that guy. Maybe Kareem Hunt 2 years ago could have been that guy. Like maybe that's somebody that they look to draft. If you look in terms of offenses to emulate, the 49ers is as good as anybody, but they do so many creative things with somebody like Deebo. It's hard to replicate.
Yeah, it is. And I agree that I think initially they thought maybe Hunt was going to be that, but he really didn't ever solidify that role.
It felt like he aged really fast this year.
Yeah, well, and then certainly I think they were hoping that Felton would be that, and Felton never really materialized the way I think they were hoping he would.
Or hasn't yet, I suppose.
Yeah, some potential he might still, but he's got a ways to go yet to really come into his own.
2nd and 1 here. Fake the handoff now with some pressure in his face. He'll fire right side, and it's picked off. He threw it up for grabs. Watkins lost the hand battle, and it's picked off by Charvarius Ward, the former Chief. And now a 1st down, and the turnovers have evened out.
That's right.
It's a really well contested play. Ward just beat him to the spot.
Yep.
Got up there, snagged it out of the air.
That's right. One at the point of attack there at the high point. So that's those physical contested catches, which sometimes the defense are going to win those.
Option keeper again, and now he's just losing yardage. So fool me once, fool me twice, but you ain't going to do it a 3rd time. Kayvon Wallace was right there. Hey, Rick, welcome in. No worries. We're glad to have you back. Everybody is well. Good to have you on. Trips to the right side on a 2nd and 12. Kittle and Debo, 2 of them, both with their X factors, but they're going to run option keeper again, and now the Eagles are like, fine, keep running it. Quick to the ball, Kaiser White, the linebacker. That's easy pickings for him.
Yeah, Wendell, I would say they're both excellent defenses. You could argue either way which one's better, but they're certainly probably arguably number 1 and number 2 in the NFL as to who's first. Ooh.
Hit as he throws, and it was wobbly, but Ayuk saw it first and came back to the ball and made a great catch. 1st down in the red zone.
Absolutely.
For the 49ers.
Bailed him out here. Look how he comes back to the ball, comes in front of the defender to make the catch. That is awesome. Just definition of what I've been looking for from some of our receivers. And when I talk about helping your quarterback out, that was helping your quarterback out. He prevented an interception and makes a great reception downfield for a lot of yardage by just coming back to the ball.
Pretty pump fakes and then goes on a little drag across the middle.
Yeah, his receiver stopped, and he actually had him in stride, but I don't know why his receiver decided to stop. I think maybe he was trying to settle into his zone, and Brock Purdy put it where he would have been.
Maybe indeed. Now 3rd and 4 as they dump it off to McCaffrey. TJ Edwards quick to get over there. Another linebacker with some ties potentially to the Browns, as I've seen some rumblings. Pressure coming as they try to set up a screen, and Purdy is at least able to dump it away. Man, they brought the house. If they had completed that screen, I think McCaffrey walks into the end zone, but instead here we are again with our 5th field goal of the 1st half.
That's right, and yet again turnovers turning into field goals that also. So even on short yardage, putting them out there with hardly anywhere to go, it's just been field goals, and it's just proves to you, especially with an excellent defense like both of these teams have, really shows you just how difficult it gets when you get into that red zone, because you're really closing out the space that the offense has to work with, both vertically and somewhat side to side as well, because you can stack more of your players across that side to side. You've got more room to spread some of your defensive coverage out side to side and don't have to worry as much about the deep.
He's going to go deep to the right side. He's got a man down there, but he had to wait for it, and then Ward was able to knock it away. That was Devontae Smith. Maybe don't throw that one off your back foot, Jalen, and it gets there. Hey, Fellegren, welcome in. Go Browns.
Yeah, although in the actual NFL, that might have been PI just because of the it being well behind the receiver trying to come back to the ball, and the defender not looking at the ball, therefore interfering with his ability to come back to it, which, often those are the spot foul, which we hate.
We sure do. Here's now rolling to the left side with Amenahu in his face. He'll go back to the right, and again, doesn't have the arm strength to get it to the receiver. So a 3 and out for the Eagles, and they will punt this thing back to the 49ers, who have a little bit of momentum here in this first half, leading 9-6. Ray McLeod will take it and then get tackled pretty quickly. 49ers take over at the 32-yard line with young Brock Purdy, former Iowa State Cyclone, Matt Campbell prodigy. Back to pass now, Purdy, firing it over the middle, caught in traffic is Debo, and he'll be thrown to the ground pretty quickly, but again, trying to get 19 the ball. Usually a good strategy for these 49ers. High formation with Juszczyk in, a little cut in the backfield, and the Eagles are all over it. Josh Sweat was in there, Reddick was in there. Good tackling there, 3rd and 5.
That D-line is nasty here for the Eagles. both in the pass rush but also in the run defense. They're so stout.
They are going to convert the first down here as Brandon Ayuk, again, a big catch for a first down. Just kind of found a little bit of a hole in that zone and was able to get past linebacker TJ Edwards for a first down into Philadelphia territory. 4 wideouts back to pass, actually 5 wideouts rather, back to pass. Purdy will heave deep right side, got a man single coverage, tipped and incomplete. That was Juwan Jennings again. He was the one who dropped that earlier third down conversion. 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Now they're setting up screen to the right side. It's McCaffrey. He's got one blocker. He'll get around him to the 45, and then he'll get thrown to the ground. Good play there.
Yeah, especially important picking up the bulk of those yardage they need to make this a much more reasonable third down at only 4 to go.
3rd and 4 now. Purdy will roll right. Will fire on the run. Open. He's got his man. It's Kittle. Inside the 20 to the 14. George Kittle having a whale of a first half. And it's a first down now for the Niners with a chance to really open this thing up.
Yeah, when in doubt, find number 85. He found a way to create some space for himself in that zone, and Purdy put it right on him. Nice throw to convert.
He sure does. Fighting hard for yards as McCaffrey up to 58 here in this first half as we've got about 4 minutes to go on the clock. Here you go, Debo and McCaffrey. They'll give it to Debo with McCaffrey as the lead blocker, and he'll actually lose a couple of yards that time. Fletcher Cox right on cue. Former Demolition Dog.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox.
I mean, Sweat, Cox, Hargrave. I mean, you name it.
Reddick, Brandon Graham,
Reddick,
Robert
Graham.
Quinn.
Yeah, these
like 6 deep.
These guys are just unbelievably stacked at that D-line.
Yeah. You're paying your starting quarterback a 2nd-round pick salary, so load it up while you can.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting if, there's 3, of the 4 teams remaining, only Mahomes has paid their quarterback, and they had to then sacrifice things like Tyreek Hill and, Robinson and Pringle and things that, they've had to make some other sacrifices already because of that. So it's probably even more of a testament to how good he is and they are and Andy Reid is to continue to get back when everybody else is doing it with the rookie deal. He'll throw this one out of bounds. Did you see the Bills GM's interview?
No.
Did you see this, Kit, where they were like asking him about the, I'm not sure what prompted it, but it was basically like, the Bengals are really good, and he was basically like they sucked, and that's how they got good. Like he was like, we haven't ever sucked bad enough to get Jamar Chase. That was like what he said. He actually said we haven't sucked enough to get a Jamar Chase.
Wow.
So he was basically like, when you're paying when all those guys are on rookie deals, you can afford to do this. And he's like, basically, they sucked enough to get 2 really, really elite players.
Right. Well, but you have to land it though. You can't just take those shots because the Browns would have been awesome long ago if we were able to land those picks.
For sure.
But then
that's why we've talked about several times where it's just kind of the luck of the draw. And again, even with as much personal Baker Mayfield love as we have on that channel, that year that they were picking number 1, there was not a Joe Burrow there. There was not here is the can't miss number 1 Andrew Luck, Joe Burrow kind of. It was like you can have Mayfield with his issues, but upside you can have Rosen, you can have Darnold. Like, yeah, Josh Allen was in that draft, but nobody was talking about him for the first pick.
Right, and Lamar, same thing.
And Lamar was technically a first rounder at the very end of the draft. So it's like, they could have Josh Allen. Yes, they could have, technically speaking. They could have, But I also feel like if Hugh Jackson and company, like part of Josh Allen's success is 5 years in the same system.
Right. Well,
the same coordinators and the same coach and a solid organization.
Going to a solid organization and stable organization, especially a stable offense, a lot of stability there where. They did not have that at all for the Browns. I think Josh Allen probably gets ruined if he gets drafted by the Browns.
So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's all part of it's just the luck of the draw and that timing as Hurts tries to go deep to the left side to Sanders as they're trying to put some more points on the board here at the end of the half. Philly will get the second half kick as well with 1:07, but And again, I wouldn't trade Myles Garrett for anything. I love having Myles Garrett. But if there had been a Joe Burrow at the top of that draft, we wouldn't have taken Myles Garrett. And yeah, Mahomes went later in that, but similarly, Mahomes was not like a can't-miss guy.
Right.
So just sometimes it's like, they sucked for a couple years, but they also happened to be really lucky in the 2 drafts that they sucked in.
Yep.
And even at that, people were crucifying him for taking Chase. Like, you got to take a tackle because Burrow's going to get killed. And that still may end up happening. And Penei Sewell's been fine for the Lions, but man, Chase is something else.
Yeah, sure is.
But
and really,
they're going to lose. They're probably going to lose T. Higgins. They're probably going to lose. I mean, they're not. As soon as they have to pay Joe this summer, they're going to lose that edge as well. So now they made it to 2. They made it to 2 AFC championships and 1 Super Bowl with that edge. I'm sure Browns fans would have traded that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, maybe even 2 Super Bowls with the potential to
That's
win
true. That's right.
One of those Super Bowls.
That's right.
So
If they're successful on Sunday. 47 seconds now. Back to pass. He'll step up and he'll fire back at the end zone. Brown tried to grab it with one hand while keeping his feet in, couldn't get it. So it's kind of an ugly stat line so far for Hurts. It's 13 for 24 here.
Yep.
Worst thing that can happen has got to be 3 here. Hurts can't turn the ball over. Now he's rolling to the right side, getting chased by Bosa. Breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, and then Fred Warner makes the hit, and it's 4th and goal.
Tell you what is
Kyle Shanahan calls timeout.
It's amazing how much red zone offense we have seen with 0 touchdowns in this game. Has been just a crazy amount of red zone attempts for no payoff.
7th field goal of the first half here, as it is 12-9. A kicking clinic here with 32 seconds left. Let's see how much Kyle wants to push to get Robbie Gould in range for another one. Hey, Daniel, welcome on. I think we'd like to try to, Kit and I haven't discussed it specifically, but I think we'd like to try to do it tomorrow.
Yep.
A little Friday evening sim action.
Yep.
So they can be up for a few days and people can enjoy them before the real things on Sunday as they try to screen to the right side of McCaffrey, and he'll be thrown down, and I would assume that will be doing it. Yep, they're not going to go any further from here. So 12-9, or I guess they'll run one more play and another screen. Why not? Fletcher Cox says, not in my house.
So real quick, back to that discussion, though, a lot of people did talk down that chase. And admittedly, I was one of them. I didn't like that pick for them, but I have to admit I was wrong. It was a great pick for them, and it has really played out for them. But it does something for their offense that you really can't replace, which is that it unlocks a whole extra gear of capability for Joe Burrow, because not only did he already have the chemistry with Chase, but it just there is an extra lethality, if you will, that he can unleash against a team because he's got a target like Chase.
Sure does. They'll throw it to the right side. It's going to be short of the line to gain, but an 8-yard pickup. All right, let's go for a touchdown here in this half, if you would, please, boys. Hurts delayed. Nope, QB draw left side, and Amenahu again waiting for him. That one hurt.
Yeah.
3rd and 3. I think he'll lose another yard. Shotgun now for Hurts. They set up screen to the left side. He's going to have time to deliver it to Sanders with blockers. And he runs exactly where he should, and it's not going to get the first down.
Yeah, he goes to the outside there. He for sure gets that first down, but instead he went to where the defenders were. Not well read there by Sanders on his blocks. As you're going to see, the blocking was not to the inside there. It actually was conveniently set up for him to go right outside of all that.
Sure was. All right, well, they're going to punt here after drive number 1 of the second half, 12-9 with the Niners leading. And they are getting the football back here.
Yeah, I don't know that there should be that much disparity between those two defenses. Is that
like a daily fantasy thing?
Yeah, sounds like it. But I don't think there should be. I think they should be. I mean, it's like a 1-1A, if that.
Big time run to the. I was going to say, I thought maybe the bigger difference was the Bengals being, because their defense has been really good.
Yeah.
They absolutely dominated the Bills, especially in the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So maybe they're just saying Mahomes is that much better. I don't know.
That's the other part of it too. Is the Chiefs' defense is probably the worst of the bunch.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Especially against Joey B.
Yep.
Debo with his 4th carry of the game. Again, they're just so creative in getting him the football in a lot of different ways. And it's kind of cool, actually, to see that Madden has kind of picked that up and honored that from Kyle's offense. There's like an entire formation called Debo that they are the only ones who have in their playbook. I know because there was a time where we actually ran with the 49ers playbook, and it put like Amari Cooper or something in the backfield. Ayuk again on the right side. He'll bring it in. He's had some big catches today. All 3 of his catches for 70 yards have been really, really big first down achieving catches.
Although, to be fair, we have seen from Stefanski just, a few times, but we have seen him actually put a wide receiver back in that running back role. Both PJ and Cooper have ended up in the backfield at times. Not very often, but it's happened.
Sure, pressure coming. Watch out, he doesn't feel it, and Reddick will swallow him up. Hassan Reddick with a big sack. That sets up a 3rd and long here for the Niners. Purdy. Short throw, and it's picked off. McCaffrey couldn't get it. It's going to be picked off by the Eagles. That's the safety, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the former Saint. And now a first down right near midfield as Purdy makes a mistake.
Yep.
I mean, you weren't going to get the first down anyway, but that was a terrible throw. Look how far away it was from McCaffrey.
Pretty well inside, although you want McCaffrey to actually take a step towards the ball. He could have gotten his hands in the path of that throw still to cut it off, but he didn't. Instead, he kind of went to the side and took a stab with one hand at it, which was not a great effort from him.
A little dig across the middle. Quez Watkins picks up a couple of yards. Hitch it to the left side to Sanders, and there are a bunch of 49er jerseys there and waiting for him. He'll lose yards. Just 5 carries for 4 yards today for Mr. Sanders. Hurts standing in the pocket. Now he'll roll left. Now he'll come back to the left, and he'll throw it out of bounds, saving the loss of a few yards there. Sets up a 4th and 4, and I would assume they're going to punt this one here, and they will bring Brett Kern in to do just that. As Kern will punt this one away and try to pin the 49er. Oh, shanked it out of bounds to the left side at the 34. Yuck. Terrible punt there.
Yep, that certainly is a terrible punt. And in a game like this, I mean, I know it's been an absolute struggle, but you certainly don't want to give anybody extra cracks in a game like this where it's been, shorter field still is a shorter field. And one of these times, somebody's going to, crack that nut, if you will.
Yeah. Here comes Debo again. He'll try the middle. Try to actually get around the outside. Reddick did a nice job of setting the edge and not letting him go. Oh, Jonathan, I'm sorry. Yeah, we know that there are some tardiness sometimes. So that's why you got to hop on the Discord channel with us. Use the description, the link in the description, and hop on Discord, because I posted it at like 6 o'clock tonight that we were going to go live at 9 today.
Yep. And we ended up 4 minutes to 9 going live, something like that.
Yeah.
So
we try to always give you a chance to know in advance.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate you being on. We thank you for all of our subscribers. You guys are the best. We're at 886, I think I saw today, which is awesome. So thanks, everybody. We appreciate it as we continue to push for a cool 1,000. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Eagles still trailing 12-9. He'll fire over the middle. Caught. First down. Sanders. He's going to take a big shot from Jimmy Ward, but he holds on for the first down. Well, funny thing, Wendell, is I've actually goosed him quite a bit. Yeah, because you're right. He was like a 62 in the game.
Yeah. And
I've goosed him up to like a 78 or a 79. So he's actually higher rated than Garoppolo is right now on their roster. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to do more or turn up his accuracy or something.
He hasn't been bad in our sims. I mean, he's had a few mistakes and things, but he hasn't been awful.
And again, I think in real life he's been good, but never this whole like the second coming of Tom Brady, and I was just like, let's maybe just pump the brakes just a little bit here.
No, he's managing games really well.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what Kyle is asking him to do, and the beauty of it for Kyle is he's got a guy back there who's going to do exactly what Kyle tells him to do, and that's what Kyle that's what Kyle needs for his scheme to work. He needs a guy that's going to do exactly what he wants every time, because he is. I mean, the dude's like, it's one of those plans within plans within plans, and if your quarterback is sitting here running a play that you don't expect, that isn't part of your plan within a plan, then it can throw everything out to lunch. Which
that's very fair.
Which is why a guy like Purdy really works.
Oh, and we've got our first touchdown. He goes deep to Quez Watkins. And the Eagles strike first, getting into the paint. Nice throw from Hurts, found single coverage. They threw this ball deep and got it over the top of Ward.
Yep, and notice it didn't come out of the red zone here. Finally, somebody able to stretch the field, and you had to feel like it was coming somewhere along in this game. Really good coverage all along, but he found the one-on-one, and he was able to get a guy just past the defender with a nice ball that allowed for the touchdown strike.
Indeed. Daniel, I have not considered that. I don't know, can I just run that from like my personal Facebook page? Or, like, 'cause we don't have like a Nagy on Sports Facebook presence per se. But I'm certainly not opposed to it. Usually for the Super Bowl we do like a pre-video telling everybody like, hey, it's going to happen at this day at this time, so that more people can join us live. People like Jonathan who don't get the notifications can just see like, oh, they dropped a video saying that the Super Bowl will be at this day at this time.
Yeah.
Which usually helps get our Super Bowls back up closer to like the 50-person mark. McCaffrey will try left side, a little inside zone that took him outside. They'll give him 6. So 12-16, just like we all thought here. But the Eagles, credit them for getting into the end zone for the first time, and now let's see if their defense can stand up. They got him on a 3rd and short. I think so too, Jonathan. I think Jimmy Ward is really good. He's an elite safety, but he also plays he's also their nickel. As this picked, he threw it right to him. Slay's gonna go. 10-5, touchdown Eagles, back-to-back scores. And now we got some trouble here in River City for the 49ers.
That's a big deal for the 49ers. That's an absolute backbreaker when your offense has yet to score a touchdown at all. Now giving one up to the other team on a pick 6 is I mean, that's the only thing that had been saving grace with all the turnovers, is they had managed to make a tackle before they got into the end zone, so the defense could get on the field and play that red zone defense that had been so stalwart. But both of the scores now, one outside of the red zone from about the midfield mark as they managed to find that one-on-one coverage and just get a step on a defender, and then the second one with a pick 6, and suddenly this game feels very out of hand.
Sure would. All right, well, 23-12 now. 2 quick back-to-back touchdowns, and Purdy needs to steady this ship now. 3:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. Still plenty of time. He cannot panic, but they need to slow down the bleeding here. Going to McCaffrey might help, except that the Eagles' defense is jacked now with that momentum pinned all the way over. Lincoln Financial Field going crazy right now. Write a post about coverage of the Super Bowl, and Facebook will allow you to promote that post. I see. Okay. So you are saying, like, just from my personal, hey, I'm Phil. I run this YouTube channel. Come join me in your nerdery, my friends. 3rd and 11. Purdy over the middle, caught, but he's short of the line. It's Debo. They're going to have to punt. Sure. No, I appreciate that, Daniel. We'll consider that for sure. To see if I'll have to go look at the 2023 budget that Kit and I put together for the channel and see if we can squeeze $10 out of it. We run a tight ship here. Our zero cost, zero profit business. Up the middle on the return. So 49ers could not convert, and now Hurts and that man Nick Sirianni in the driver's seat, a chance to throw this thing in to turtle, as they say. If you had one of those old riding mowers, rabbit to turtle, right?
That's
Get
right.
faster, get slower. Throw this thing in turtle and slow it down. They'll go 4 yards to Goddard on the first play. Or I could do that too, yeah. I just didn't know if it's like that only goes to people who follow, like if I made a Nagy on Sports page, because, you know, at this point 0 people would be following it. But I'll look into it. Throw it to the left side. He'll fall out of bounds. Third and 1 here. 36 seconds to go. They are in no hurry. Another quick out route and a first down. Miles Sanders has got it into 49er territory. Dre Greenlaw makes the tackle, but the Eagles are doing exactly what they want, which is moving the clock and moving the ball slowly. And I would not snap it if I were him, but of course he will, because Madden is dumb. And Sanders will go to the right side for a nice gain. One of his best runs of the game, actually. 11 yards total, and he got 8 of them right there. Okay, well, I'm not opposed to trying anything once, Daniel. 2nd and 2, right side. Sanders another first down now, and just feels like the Eagles have body blowed this front 7, and now they're starting to get big chunks on the ground.
Yep, sure does.
14-28 and counting. Hurts 3-step drop. These short throws are just an extension of the run game. Good tackle there by Fred Warner.
Well, part of it too is, I mean, this defense has been out on the field a lot and have been put in a lot of short field scenarios, so that gets tiring.
We sure have. Over the middle, caught by A.J. Brown in traffic. Fred Warner with another tackle. Kind of a dangerous throw there. As you saw, there were several 49ers and Quez Watkins were also there, but credit A.J. Brown making a really, really great catch. All right. A.J. Brown to the Browns. Probably not. I don't think Philly's letting him go anywhere for a while. They just paid him.
Yeah, they just traded for him and paid him, right? Yeah,
he's been crazy good for them.
He's been very good. Actually, of all the wide receiver trades, that there were some big doozies, but in terms of value, I don't think anybody can say that there was one better than Cooper's.
Oh gosh, no! For a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
As Bosa's going to come up with a sack, they chase him down all the way back to the 20, the dreaded red zone sack. But now down 11, it's going to make it an even 14 here if he's able to put this one through. And it is danger time here for the 49ers. They have got to score.
Well, they've got to get a touchdown. That's the biggest part of this. It's going to feel a lot more comfortable, especially building the confidence coming off of a touchdown if they can get a stop with their defense. And then feel like, all right, we've put one in the end zone, maybe we can put another one in the end zone, kind of thing. But that's still asking a lot in a game like this, where you have managed all of 4 field goals.
Yep. Earl, I'm not going to pretend that I've watched enough 49er football to know, or certainly Iowa State football to know. But he was taken as the last pick in the 7th round for a reason. So clearly he wasn't. He didn't look like this in college, or he would have gone higher, I guess, is probably my point. Again, another guy benefiting from a great situation to play for. Purdy, quick little slant to the right side to McCaffrey, and he'll be tackled soundly by Gardner Johnson, who's had a really nice game for Chauncey. 3rd and 5. 9 catches for McCaffrey, but just 26 yards. So forcing him the ball is great. It's got to go down the field now. Back to pass. McCaffrey leaves the backfield again. Purdy standing in there, right side, deep to the sideline. Ayuk, but he was out of bounds.
Yep, just a little off target. He had his man, but off target, out of bounds. Unfortunately, leaves no chance for Ayuk to come down with that. And that might have been the strike they were looking for. If they had managed to connect there, a quick touchdown with all that yardage would have built enough momentum to perhaps they would have been able to figure something out in this one.
Mm-hmm. Earl, I'm not sure if there's a specific guy. I mean, you can root for whoever you want to. I think at this point I root for good football, a solid game, and the team that I've got $10 on to win, you know? But I don't think as a Browns fan there's a true rooting interest. I guess you could root for Shanahan. He was on your squad for a while.
That's right.
So, I don't know. Unless there's like a player on either team. Like I'm a Nick Bosa fan, so yeah, maybe I have a slightly more reason to root for the 49ers than I do the Eagles, I guess.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of nostalgia there too, in terms of I'd like to see the rematch of that amazing
the Bengals 49ers.
Yeah, the '89 Super Bowl Bengals 49ers, which was awesome. I remember watching that as a kid. Great game. Love to see a rematch of that. Plus, little Joe Montana, Jerry Rice love from back in the day. So a little bit of that, long.
They were
time
really
ago.
good.
Yeah, long time ago. I was a bit of a 49ers fan. No, Browns were my first love, but the 49ers were certainly a team I felt like I could root for as a side team in the NFC. Really good teams, and I'm rooting, like Phil was saying, I'm rooting for good football. I'd like to see a great game.
Jennings on the dig. It's just going to be 7. They need to go in bigger chunks. That missed throw to Ayuk on the last drive may have sealed their fate because they got to score, and they got to score quickly. Debo for a first down, but again, it's just 5 yards gained. Yeah, look at Shanahan. Hurry it up. Go faster. Just 5 catches for 33 yards for Debo, so credit the Eagles. And here's McCaffrey, big hole to the 50 to the 45 into Eagle territory. Nice run for him. Now 16 carries.
No, it was not. It was different. I mean, the game, it was not like there was a lot more reliance on the run game. It was a lot more smash mouth, run it down the throat kind of feel.
Yeah, you could
line up in the
you could do a lot of things to people you can't do to them now.
Right, and then defenses could be nasty, like truly nasty.
Like forearm shivers and stuff. Yep.
The clothesline.
Fletcher Cox will get home there. Now a 3rd and 14. This may be the game. Well, I guess that they would go for it on 4th. Then that would be the game.
But I would not say it was slower. No,
but I would say it looks a lot different. Like if you're watching something in standard definition compared to now.
Yes, that's crazy.
You're fine, Jonathan. No worries. We've got fans of all ages. We're not offended that we watched football in the 80s.
Nope.
We're 40 and proud.
That's
well,
right.
Somebody's 41 and proud. I'm 40 and proud. Purdy now on a 4th and 14. This is it, folks. He's going to be pressured. He'll throw a wobbler. It's tipped and then tipped again. Debo is in the middle of about 3 green jerseys. And I think that will do it.
Yep.
With 6:27, they still have 3 timeouts. But again, 2 touchdowns is the deficit. And I've not seen anything here in this game to prove to me that they can get in the end zone twice, let alone. They haven't even gotten in once, so let alone twice. Of course, if the Eagles are going to throw incomplete passes and give them free clock, that seems silly as well. 26-12, Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports joining you. We appreciate everybody being on. You guys are the best. If you haven't had a chance yet to sub the channel, we'd very much appreciate it as we continue to grow the audience. Also did a Cavs sim yesterday per someone's request, so we'll bring back some of those. How about that throw and catch to the 7? Wow. And that's why A.J. Brown is not coming to the Browns.
No, Earl, I don't think so at all. I think you have every right to be excited about the defense. It's not like we didn't have talent on defense. It's just they couldn't build the consistency. They couldn't put together. They had miscommunication errors, and it seems like Joe Woods ultimately was not the answer in that coordinator role. So I think Schwartz is going to be excellent for these Browns. He's done some great things with defenses, including this Philadelphia team, who he was most recently
won the Super
coordinator
Bowl.
for. Which, by the way, a lot of a lot of his image is still on that defense. That D line that he built there and really coached up to be nasty. I mean, they've built added some pieces since then, but like Fletcher Cox is one of his prodigies, right? So. And he is like the anchor that makes that D-line
go. He sure does. Hurts scrambled in for a little bit of salt into that wound now. 33-12. As this one has been cooked and finished here. Purdy will come back into the game. His Cinderella story will end here in Lincoln Financial. Very possible that could happen on Sunday, although 33-12 would be a little bit.
That would be unexpected.
I think that would be a little bit unexpected.
Although the way at which this happened, I mean, it could happen kind of that way if you had an unfortunate pick six with one. It wasn't even a busted coverage. You just happened to have a really nice throw that managed to find the one-on-one that he had a step, and it was just a beautiful throw. So that it could happen that way with a whole bunch of field goals. I mean,
it could be.
I wouldn't rule it out.
Thanks, Mitchell. Appreciate you, brother. Enjoy your evening here with 3:30 to go. Purdy deep to the right side and caught by Kittle, but he steps out of bounds at the 41. Kind of went away from Kittle, too. He was really dominant in the first half.
I think there's going to be both, Earl. I think you're going to see both. I think he's going to get probably at least one guy in free agency, if not one or two. And then I certainly think that you're going to see him manage to get the best out of the guys that we do have on the roster, because there's a fair amount of development to be had there that I just don't think that they were developing the way that anybody had hoped, and I think Schwartz may very well unlock some of that.
Interesting to see which position coaches that he replaces.
Yeah.
But my guess is that D-line could be one of them.
Yeah, although it sounded like from the interview that he's just rolling with whatever Stefanski built around him, kind of thing.
Well, so yeah, I don't know. That felt like a little bit of coach speak to me. I'm sure if he says, I want this guy to coach the D-line, that they'll say, sorry, Chris Kiffin, see ya.
Yeah.
Go down and join your broski in the SEC, which he tried to do last year and then came back.
Yeah, I don't know.
First and goal here. Purdy going to try to put one in the end zone. He's going to take not going to take a sack. He'll throw it away. 29 of 45. I think if you're a 49er fan, you do not want to be having Brock Purdy throw it that many times. He'll throw a slant here, though, to Ayuk for a touchdown. So finally they are into the end zone as well.
Yeah.
Of course, it will be too little and too late, yeah.
But you're absolutely right, Earl. Very much the case that coaches can be coached, and there's I mean, it's that setting the culture thing applies to both the coaching and to the players. But it's part of the reason why Schwartz is who he is because of what he grew up in and the culture that he came from. And remember that staff was an incredible who's who back in the 90s for the Browns with Bill Belichick at the helm, but then Saban as the defensive coordinator, so you've already got the most the GOAT of coaches for the NFL and the GOAT of head coaches for college football ranks. But then Ferentz was on that. You had all kinds of guys.
It's pretty wild.
It's just, and the success that has been had really across the board, you can go down like the position coaches all the way down. I mean, basically Schwartz came in and he's had huge success, right? That dude was an unpaid intern coming in.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a culture thing where he was brought in and really coached up how to be a good coach, and man, did he take some of the important lessons. Talking about taking a binder from Nick Saban and referencing it because it was left behind he took the 2 previous years, but not the year prior to those 2, right? Which just ended up being an absolute gold mine for him, and he still has, right? Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Indeed. Hey, Applied, welcome on. Should be. Hope springs eternal. That's part of our Browns fan DNA. There's always next year, right? 33-19 as this one looks like it will end in this way, despite Nick Bosa being in the zone. Hurts will take a knee, and that will do it. As this one ticks down. All right, well, the Eagles are headed to the Super Bowl here if our sim plays out, as they are going to get the 33-19 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy looked like a rookie in this one for sure. So I'll go through some stats here. Kit, why don't you wrap it up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw very much a field goal back and forth game there early, as it was just a slugfest between the defenses, really holding each offense out of the end zone. A lot of red zone action, but nobody able to crack that nut early in the game. But then suddenly, not out of the red zone, but about midfield, one pass later, and suddenly a little juice going for the Eagles with that beautiful throw to hit his receiver in stride from Hurts to just opened the game up, and then the defense responded with a little juice of its own with a pick six, and that was all she wrote.
There was quick scoring burst. We've seen that before in some of these sims as well. So really appreciate you being on. Again, look for us sometime tomorrow in the evening. Yeah, they're playing like the Rockets, who are just awful, but with Mitchell out and Kevin Love resting as well, we'll take it for sure.
Yep.
So, appreciate everybody being on. This one was an entertaining game. Didn't go the way that some of our 49er fans, like whenever John gets back on, he's not going to be happy. Sorry, John. But one more step away from the Super Bowl, so we'll see who is the winner. Again, join Kit and I tomorrow as we will bring you the Chiefs and the Bengals. But otherwise, we appreciate everybody being on. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening. For Kit out on the left coast, Phil Nagy in Central Ohio, we are Nagy on Sports. Today we will say go Eagles, and as always, go Browns!